March the 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And you're invited. Get a complimentary hearing test, sugar test, and blood pressure test.
Door prizes, giveaways, and more than a dozen specialty vendors.
Brookdale Paddock Hills is at 1601 Southeast 24th Road in Ocala.
352-622-9696. Brookdale Paddock Hills.
They enrich lives every day.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News. Every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Friday morning. It's Friday, right? It's Friday morning?
Yes, it is.
But I think it's Friday afternoon in Ireland. I think it's Friday afternoon in Ireland. This is the third time is the charm, as they say. Squid McFinnigan is on the phone. He is the recipient of the 2015 Short Story of the Year Award by Creative Quarterly Awards, and his book is Honeysuckle Lane. It's a thriller novel. Squid McFinnigan calling in from Ireland. The first time he tried, our phones messed up, and we were embarrassed, right?
Yes.
The second time, he fell asleep, and he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
So the third time, we're all fine, and we've got Squid McFinnigan on the phone. I sure hope so. Good morning, Squid. How are you?
Morning, Larry. Morning, Robin. Yep, we're all here.
Look at you. You sound great today. So what's the weather like in Ireland right now?
Oh, well, actually, it's not bad. It was pretty rough this morning. We just had a storm pass over, Storm Jake, which is pretty bad. It got up to kind of hurricane level, just about.
Oh.
But we're used to that over here because we're stuck in the middle of the ocean. We don't mind.
Yeah, right. And you call it Jake? Storm Jake?
Storm Jake. Yeah, they keep giving them different names. So this one they call
That's
it
something
Storm
new.
Jake.
Huh? Yeah.
He said it was almost hurricane strength.
Yeah.
And we do that here in the States. We give hurricanes
We do give them names, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you get proper ones. We kind of nudge the edge of them, and that's about the size of it. But no, you get some really big ones going through there. Thankfully, it wasn't anything like that.
Well, we love your accent. Thank you for being on the air with us. We don't have an accent, do we?
Oh, you do? Yeah. Oh, God. I love your accent.
I'm teasing. All right, we're doing a video right now, and you're obviously not in the studio. So if you're looking at the video, you're seeing Robin and the top of my head. So let me click a button here and show you the picture of the front. Here it is, the book cover. Squid McFinnigan's Honeysuckle Lane. Every door hides a secret. This is a really well done book, Squid. Thank you for sharing it with us. But this is not your first, so I shouldn't be surprised.
Well, that actually was my first full-length book.
Oh, this is your first. Okay.
It was my first full-length book, but I had other shorter pieces appear in other publications. There was one by the Arts Council of Ireland, and it was a short story called Bunny Derby, and that was a compilation with a lot of authors. So, as I said, that was my first standalone piece. But that's it. Yeah, I can see.
Okay, was that The Misadventures of Father Tom?
That's him. Yeah, he's a bold priest, basically. Yeah. He gets up to some terrible things, but all with the best intentions. He just kind of gets himself into trouble.
He looks like my brother-in-law. I'm looking at the cover of the book. He looks like my brother-in-law, the Father Tom.
I tell you that picture was that cover was actually done off an original artwork that my sister did. She's an artist and she's got Turkey Lane Studios, and she did that picture. And he's not really a priest, the guy in the book. He's actually, I'm not sure what he does, but he drinks down in a pub in Waterford. And so she just used him. He thought she looked like him.
And that's part of your biography also, because you were talking about watching the world go by behind the counter of an Irish bar.
Yeah, that's true. I heard Larry talking earlier on about working in the pubs and the bars and playing music, and yeah, you do. You get to see an awful lot of life from behind.
You do, yeah. You do. Well, as a bartender, you do. But even as the guy sitting in the corner playing the guitar, it's amazing. Even though you're playing music, you can hear what everybody is saying. You can hear them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You do. You become semi-invisible, don't you?
Yes.
And you get an insight into people's lives. They don't even think that you're there, and next thing you hear conversations, between friends or husbands and wives, and sometimes you can get an awful lot more insight than you really wanted. And
so, in writing this book, when you're talking about the people passing by and the different things that are happening on Honeysuckle Lane. What did you do as an author in order to take all of that and weave it into one complete story, one story? How did you do that?
Well, I suppose Ireland is a small enough country, but definitely in comparison to America, it's tiny. You could fit it, I think, 8 times into Texas. But the thing about it is we live in kind of fairly closely knit communities. And it happened that I had to live in Dublin for a while, which is a very big city, and they have a lot of commuter areas. And I was amazed by the fact that you could live in these areas and not know your neighbours at all. I'd go to work every morning and I'd come home every night. I months and months have passed. I never even saw the people next door to me. That's why I got to thinking about this, and I wondered about the people that lived there, and then it just kind of sprung like that each house has its own life, it has its own stories, and every story has a secret. We all keep a secret in our lives, though. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Some of them you have to let them out really before you can heal them, or
That's an interesting. That's a very thoughtful thought. I can remember as a kid going up to the top of the Empire State Building, and looking out at the city, and then somebody made the remark, "Right now, somebody down there is eating pastrami. Right now, somebody down there is sneezing. Right now, somebody down there is dying. Right now, somebody..." And this, because you have so many people, and when you're looking at it, like if you're in the space station, right? You're looking at Earth, and you say anything you can imagine happening is happening right now on that blue marble, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And what it is so I followed 4 of these stories, and I picked some stories that I would happen in most people's lives at some stage. There's a romantic twist, there's somebody gets himself in trouble with money, there's an unhappy marriage going on, and then there's a mental health issue where there's this last character has got fairly serious mental health issues, but he's not getting them treated, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. But again, no good story is good unless it's slightly exaggerated. So I exaggerated all of the happenings, and there's loan sharks, and then there's fights, and there's all kinds of things happen, and hopefully I kept it busy enough and interesting enough that the reader won't get a chance to put it down.
Yeah, you have we have a mutual friend, and I think she served as your editor, right, Kathy Rothenberger?
That's it, Kathy Rothenberger, wonderful lady, and she was really instrumental in the fact that it got published by Kindle Press. Kindle Press is an arm of Amazon where they publish ebooks. But they don't just publish every book. They only publish certain books. And they put them up for a scouting process, which gives the public a chance to read them. And if the public believe that they're good enough, they can nominate. And if they nominate the book, they have to leave it there for a certain amount of time. And then they get a free copy. But it was only open to American authors. So when we started out, Kathy said, you should put it up in this Kindle Scout thing. So I did, and halfway through we realised that, hang on, you have to be an American author, and you have to have an American bank account, and I didn't have either of those. So I said, I better tell them. But in the end, actually, they said they wanted the book anyway, and they changed the rules.
They changed the rules for you.
That is cool.
That is cool.
That is so cool.
If you Okay, if you have the back line and you're trying to call in, I can't answer that line, but if you want to call into the show, the number is 352-622-9622. I keep getting this beep that means that somebody's calling in on the back line, and Squid is on that line right now, so we can only have one on that line. But you're welcome to call in on the call-in line. Is Squid your given name? Did your mother and father name you Squid?
No, Squid is actually my pen name, and the reason is because when I say I work in a small pub, I work in a very, very big pub, and my official job or my real job is that I'm deputy general manager of one of the largest entertainment venues in Ireland. So I see quite a lot of people and quite a lot of famous people, and I didn't think they'd like somebody writing in their midst. So I changed my name slightly so that they wouldn't think that I was writing about them.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
Well, I have some pictures on here. I'm putting on as we talk to you. I hope I hope this is you. Are you posing with a motorcycle? Are you posing with a motorcycle?
That is me, yeah. That's one of the events we run. We run Ireland Bike Fest, and it's a Harley Davidson event that we run every year. It's 10 years this year, and it started off from Harley Davidson came over from Europe, and they had a festival in Killarney in Kerry, and it was so good they just kept coming back. Now normally they only come once and then you never see again, but this is something that happens every year.
Oh wow! Have you ever been to America, to Florida?
I've never been to Florida. I've been to Canada. I was in Mississauga and Toronto and Niagara and up around there. So I looked across at America.
well, right now in
Daytona.
in Daytona is Bike Week. I think you would have a good time in Bike Week.
Oh yeah, and the bikers are lovely. Sometimes they get a bad rap. Like
I agree.
But 99.9% of them, they're just nice guys. You know what I mean? And they're really laid back. They don't care. They just out to have a good time. I hear you have a strawberry festival coming up.
Tomorrow is the Strawberry Festival. You would love it.
Wonderful.
One of my bucket list things is I want to go to Ireland. Robin and I do music when we're not doing radio talk shows, and basically it's simple stuff. She plays mandolin, I play accordion. So this month we're being asked to do Irish songs, and I don't know if you have an answer. I don't know if you have an answer to this question. but a lot of the songs have the phrase "whack for the daddy-o." What does that mean? What are we doing when we're whacking for the?
Yeah, it shows up a lot.
What does that actually mean?
Well, it's not in common use nowadays. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Whack for the laddie. That's the. I don't actually know what it means, but I think it probably just fitted in with a song somewhere, and they just went, "Oh yeah, we'll throw that in." But it's no, it wouldn't be a regular phrase.
No, it wouldn't be. No, I never heard you two singing that.
Yeah.
So
it shows up in these other songs.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a few phone calls. We have on the phone Squid McFinnigan calling in from Ireland. His book is called Honeysuckle Lane. Every door hides a secret. You will love the book. I want to be sure that we're fair to the book, by the way, and we kind of haven't. We're kind of fascinated with Squid and Ireland a little bit. But let's take a couple of phone calls first. Squid, you should be able to hear the callers. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling and for waiting.
Good morning, Larry. Hi, Squid. It's Kathy. How are you?
Hey, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. How you doing?
Good.
You're up early. Fair play.
I am. I had to get up early to talk to you. I'm so glad.
And how are you, Kathy?
It actually went through this time.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Yeah, I'm so embarrassed about that.
So are
my
we.
Dad came over with, my dad came over with some timber and blocks, and I was dying of this flu, and we unloaded them, and I just said I'd sit down for a few minutes, and when I sat down for a few minutes, it was 3 hours later I woke up. Not good.
That's funny. All right, Kathy. Well, thank you for introducing us to Squid, and keep listening. We've got another phone call. All right.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye, guys.
Good morning. You're on the air with Squid McFinnigan.
Yes, name's Steve. I was wondering, Squid could answer me on your bike nights over there. If you drink your beer warm or you're drinking it cold, like we do here in America.
Oh.
Well, we like our beer kind of cold. It depends. Draft we normally serve at about 4 to 6 degrees. Bottled beers it comes out of a chiller. It depends on. Some of the beers are nice or warm though. It depends on what kind of beer. What kind of beer do you normally drink?
I'm all American, all domestic beer. So.
Domestic beer. We do a lot of
heavy malts.
We do a lot of stouts over here, which would be very malted, and some of those actually taste much better if you drink them slightly below room temperature, but only a bit. You can really taste the flavors and the hops and the molasses inside and things. But it depends on the beer. If it's a lager, I like it nice and cold, but most of it's about 4 to 6 degrees.
And I looked it up, by the way. 4 degrees Celsius is 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a good refrigerator temperature for here.
That is a good refrigerator temperature.
Funny call. All right, thank you for the call. All right, Squid, we have to take a little break, and we will be right back. So let's do that first, and before we run out of time, you're listening to The Source, WOC. Where's my thing here? All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For Friday, more sun than clouds. There can be a shower in spots along the coast, but most areas will be rain-free. Our high today in the 70s. And fair skies Friday night with lows ranging from the mid and upper 40s in a few inland spots to about 57 along the coast. Saturday will be partly sunny, high 74 to 78. Sunday, mostly sunny, highs in the mid to upper 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Brookdale Paddock Hills is having their annual senior fair.
This Saturday, March the 5th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And you're invited. Get a complimentary hearing test, sugar test, and blood pressure test.
Door prizes, giveaways, and more than a dozen specialty vendors.
Brookdale Paddock Hills is at 1601 Southeast 24th Road in Ocala.
352-622-9696. Brookdale Paddock Hills.
They enrich lives every day.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
WOCA.
All right, 8 minutes before 10 o'clock. Gosh, time flies. We waited so long for this interview, and it's almost over already. Squid McFinnigan is on the phone over in Ireland, where the weather is kind of stormy, he said. A good kind of weather to read a book. Or if you're in Florida, it's a good weather. You go to the beach, sit on the beach and you read a book.
Right.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I
can highly recommend Honeysuckle Lane for the beach. Lovely on the beach.
Okay, so let's be fair to the book. So the book is about all these different people that you're introducing us to as characters, and we get to know them. Did you have a favorite character when you were putting the book together?
I think Frank O'Shea was probably one of my favourites because he's the very start of it as well, and he's an estate agent and he starts gambling and he gambles online and he's trying to hide it from his wife, and then he kind of sits in at a poker game and he loses money to a loan shark, and the loan shark starts to put the squeeze on him. So he's a real kind of rabbit in the headlights kind of character, but I kind of got attached to him at the end. He just keeps kind of making things worse for himself. Every turn he takes, he makes bad decision after bad decision until eventually it all kind of flops out in the supermarket of all places. You know? And,
so in the young couple that where she starts to be interested in the next door neighbor, that sounded like it was a hot little thing to write, didn't it?
Yeah, my mum read that book, and I had to pre-warn her. I says, "Mom, there's a couple of steamy bits in there. You have to be a bit careful." You know, and there are one or two, but I suppose it's part of life, isn't it? We a little bit of attraction for the.
Hey, you wouldn't be there right now if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, I know. I just don't like to think about it too much.
You also address the issue of gambling and what happens when you go off the deep end and you have to deal with the loan sharks.
Yeah, well, you see, this is a big thing, nowadays in Ireland anyway. It's online gambling. It's not because before, if you went to the bookies, you were there all the time. People knew, you had a problem, there was something going on.
Right.
But now it's on the phones, it's on the internet, it's secret. People are doing it in their office, and they're losing massive amounts of money. And it's just happening, and it doesn't seem real because they're not putting their hand in their pocket and taking out cash. It's just a kind of a flick of a button. And that's why I think that it's such a dangerous thing at the moment, and that's why I picked it as a topic.
It was excellently done, by the way. You really have some wonderful characters developed in your story.
Well, Brendan was the main bad character, and I actually came about. His character was born at about 4 a.m. in the morning in Tesco's, which is a supermarket like Walmart. And I was doing my shopping after finishing work, and I was walking around, and I came around the corner, and the dairy aisle was there, and this big, tall, gangly, very creepy-looking fella was putting pots of yogurt on the shelf. He wasn't taking them off; he was putting them on the shelf. I was there going, "Oh!"
So let me, if you don't mind, can I read a paragraph from the book?
Oh, yeah, please.
All right, this is from Honeysuckle Lane, written by Squid McFinnigan. He's listening in as I read one paragraph from his book. Ready? She stood and pushed the barrow a few feet farther along the fence separating the two properties. She hoped Ogie was watching, not Annabelle. Martha dropped the barrow and rubbed away the sweat from her brow. She was feeling hot, so hot, in so many ways. Martha pulled the ends of her white blouse free of her jeans, turning slightly toward the window as she ripped the shirt studs open, using the tails of the open shirt to waft cool air across her naked belly. The middle of her tiny lace bra was revealed, cupping her boobs expertly into perfect cleavage. Her skin was blemish-free and lightly tanned, her tummy completely flat, with the hint of washboard muscle lurking underneath. Martha was proud of her figure, even though she would have liked bigger boobs.
Well
now,
done.
Larry, why did you pick that particular character?
Oh, well, because I want to invite you to Florida. I think in Florida you're going to love. I mean, if this is what we want to talk about, Florida's got plenty of this.
I know. In Ireland, we never get to see skin at all.
No, I know.
That's right.
I know. You're all covered up.
You're all covered up with pasty white. That's what we are, Let me tell you, your listeners, the whole book is not like that.
Oh, don't tell them that. No, I want to sell books for you. I want to sell books.
The whole paragraph.
You really do run the gamut with your characters because your ages vary from teens to the more mature, and it's really kind of hard to write as a teenager for a teenager, and you've done an excellent job.
Sometimes it is hard. You kind of have to concentrate on what point of view you're coming from. Sometimes it's hard to write as a girl too. Sometimes when you're trying to write as a girl and you're not one, it doesn't help. So you kind of really have to put yourself in it. And when I like to leave things to one side until I forget what I've written, and then I read it back. And if it doesn't ring true, I have to go back and do it again. So if it doesn't read like a teenager wrote it, or a girl was saying it, or an older man was saying it, you kind of have to adjust it.
Squid, thank you for being on the air with us today. This was fun, and for the listeners, go get the book on Amazon. How else do we get the book?
Oh well, it's Amazon is the best way. From anybody in Florida, the best way is just log on to Amazon. The download is only a couple of dollars, I think.
Okay.
And it's really good. And I'd like to say thanks to yourself and Robin and everybody there at WOCA and the people of Florida. Thanks for having me on. And especially to Kathy Rothenberger, who's a wonderful lady. If you're thinking of getting a book edited, you will not find a better editor.
It'd be fun to listen to Squid and Joe Rothenberger at the same time. Squid, let me ask you this. The picture I have of you right now is a little black and white dog. You're standing on a mountaintop.
Yeah, he's sitting beside me. His name is Lofty.
Oh, he's still... Oh, okay. All right. And where is that mountain? Where are you standing?
That's actually halfway between Killarney and Kenmare, and it's over a pass. And we were driving. It was a beautiful day one day, so we drove and we climbed the rest of the mountain. And we just my girlfriend at the time was with me, and she took the picture. And
nice. Well, it's been a joy to have you on the show with us, Squid. Thank you for coming here. By the way, you got to go to YouTube and look up the dancing squid meal. It's horrible. It's horrible.
That's the one with the soy sauce?
Look it up.
Yes, with the soy sauce.
Yeah, with this. Oh, you saw this? Oh, it's horrible. Yeah.
Torturing my family.
Thank you, Squid. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. GOP candidates continue trading barbs in last night's debate on Fox News, one of the dust-ups between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump.
If, in fact, you went to Manhattan and said, I'm lying to the American people, then the voters have a right to know.
No, you're the liar. You're the lying guy up here. You're the one.
Release the
You're the one.
Release the
You're the one. Now